Hello everybody and welcome back to Dink Smallwood. We are now ready to traverse on to the final area of the game, the Forbidden Darklands. Off screen, all I did was get myself up to level 9 with just a little bit of extra grinding, but I've made no other changes. I'm still going in with the same sword that we had. We are a little bit of gold shy in order to be able to upgrade to the game's final sword. But right now, with the stats and our level, I think we're in a pretty good spot to at least attempt to go in and do a little bit in the Darklands. So when you're ready, you just want to approach this weird building here and press the red button. Do keep in mind that even though this is the final area of the game, you are able to leave at any time. By just coming back to the spot and pressing the button, you'll be teleported back to the edge of the world. Do keep in mind that there is no healing out here except for what you're able to find in barrels and from monster drops. So the church is still your best chance at healing. It is just something to be mindful of. And this area is kind of all over the place. It's a little bit difficult to figure out a good route to take in order to grab all of the collectibles. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna be as thorough as possible. I think what I'll try and do is I'll try and go straight north from this point, and if I'm having difficulties or I'm low on health at that point, I will beeline it straight back down towards the entrance here so I can leave if I need to. There are also some spirits in this area. You can see that they're talking to us, being creepy, giving us threats, etc., but they won't hurt us, thankfully. I get off a fireball and of course I miss. Well, thankfully these guys will kind of kill each other, but they're very quick. They've also dropped a lot of gold, thankfully, so that's nice. This is also totally not creepy at all. It's me. That sort of looks like me. Yeah. Yeah, it does. That can't be good. So if you follow the path directly north, don't take any turns, just beeline it straight forward from where you start out in this area. You can reach a chest with 500 gold. And at this point, we're only 400 gold short of being able to buy ourselves a new sword, which is great. And I have full health right now, so I'm just going to continue on. We'll kind of follow the top of the area, and we'll go east. I'll try and maybe go as clockwise as I can. Although there is a point in this area, and I think it's actually right here, in between these two rocks, that I have to continue on for a potion. So I guess my best advice would be to go from the chest, go 1 square east, 1 square south, and then once you reach this little entrance here, you just keep going. There's some barrels if you need some health. And then on one side of this little bramble barrier, we have ourselves a magic potion, which I definitely highly recommend grabbing. And then once we reach the other side, we'll have to kind of scour the middle in order to grab that other one. But I think that's actually sort of all there is on this side of the map. But I better stick with a plan to make myself less lost. We'll go up to the top here, and we'll continue heading east. That was a very nice shot. Again, I got a 3 out of 5. Now, these are the kind of starting level of Bonka, so they're pretty easy to kill. I kind of like to think of the Darklands as like the birthplace of all of the enemies that you encounter in the game. And it also kind of makes sense why you would find all of them here, because we are going to find pretty much every variety of enemy that we've faced so far in the Darklands at some point. And again, it is also kind of a hodgepodge mix-up of whether or not the game is going to force you into enemy encounters. I really don't know what the rhyme and reason is for why they sometimes lock you in and why they sometimes don't. And obviously, if you're low on health, it might be worth it to avoid enemies if you can. When we get to this screen at the very top, still following along the top of the area, reach this barrel, you'll find yourself a golden heart to expand your life bar. So here, for example, again, it says I'm locked in, but I don't know why that is. I don't know why it makes me face these enemies rather than some of the other ones that we've come across. I've now officially reached 4,000 gold, which means at any point I can now go back and upgrade my sword. We'll go ahead and grab that attack potion. This is the very northeastern corner of the Darklands. And again, here we got a few enemies we have to kill. Taking a little bit of damage. I find these little enemies actually, I think, do more damage than the big ones. They can be kind of quick, and Dink is not so quick. Alright. So instead of continuing and going south, I'm gonna try and get that other magic potion that's on the other side of that bramble barricade by kind of sticking to the center. And I guess I should break these open because I could use a few hearts. And there it is, perfect, okay. Just kind of blindly feeling my way around. That's sort of how I like to just tackle this area for the most part, is just go everywhere and be sort of thorough. That barrel there just has a heart. And again, we got ourselves some more monsters to fight. Keep an eye on your life, of course, because in your attempt to get away and bring yourself back to the starting area, if you need some healing, it is very possible you'll run into some counters that you can't get out of. But my recommendation, even though it's the long way around, if you've cleared enemies on your way, I would just recommend going back the way that you came. And these guys I don't have to fight, so I'm gonna probably just try and find a way around them and continue on. Not that they're hard to fight, they're just small and more difficult to hit. So I reached a corner there on the southeast part of the map. So we're gonna start heading west here, and you can see that these guys are really giving me a beating. Oh my goodness, I don't know why these guys are so tough. I'm gonna wait for my fireball to recharge, I think. I do have to fight them, the screen is locked, so I'm just gonna try and be patient here and take them out and then grab my attack potion. And I may actually take some damage trying to get that potion as well, so just gonna grab that. So at this point, I'm really in a dangerous spot, and it is probably worthwhile for me to try and make my way back. But at this point, we're very, very close to where we started. We've actually almost made a complete loop around the outside. So I am going to try and make my way through, but we'll see what happens. So I've actually reached a save point here. This may actually be a great place just to try and save in case I get killed, making my way back. And once you hit the save point and this staircase that goes down, this is actually where the game's final boss is. So unless you're ready to tackle the boss at this point, I would just stay away from it, leave it, and just be mindful of its location, and come back when you're ready. This is also the only save point in the Darklands, so if you've made good progress, I would definitely recommend making a save. So at this point, we're just going to continue west, and we should hit the entrance very, very soon. And it's funny because you even have to fight ducks in this area. Even though ducks were kind of technically not an enemy, I mean, the ducks that we fought, they didn't really fight back. And I'm actually very lucky because there is a full recovery heart here, which is awesome. So that's excellent. Now I have full health and I don't actually have to leave if I don't want to. But we've pretty much reached the edge now. So luckily that heart was there, so I can now try and fight these guys. They don't pack as much of a punch as they used to because I'm a higher level, but I am still just a little bit wary. Just try to be careful. And again, trying to fire off magic in this area can be a little bit tricky because of the brambles and all the trees and all the stuff that's in the background. So just take your time, be patient. There is a golden recovery heart on this dead soldier here. And now we have to fight some dragons. So this is why I recommended making a save, just because some screens have monsters and some don't, and I have to be honest, I don't actually remember exactly which ones do and which ones don't. But I do know that this barrel, if you hit it, will give you another defense potion. Alright. We should be almost back at the entrance now. Yes, okay. So all I had to do was go one screen over, and we're back at the entrance, but I did want to grab this defense potion that we saw right at the very beginning that was taunting me. So since I've sort of made a complete loop around the outside now, I do know that there are a few upgrades that I have missed in the center of the area. But because I made my way back, I might as well teleport back, go and heal myself at the church, and upgrade my weapon. Alright. So we made out like a bandit. We ended up earning a lot of gold in our little trip to the Darklands, and we are almost actually close to another level up as well, just taking our time and fighting all of those enemies. It didn't really seem like much, but it amounted to almost 6,000 experience, because when I went in there, I had less than 1,000, I believe. So we are going to buy the light sword from her. Just gonna slowly drain all of our money. Just wait for it. Very, very slowly. Okay, there we go. That's what we're left with. Just under 2,000 gold. And if we equip the light sword, you can see that our attack gets a huge boost of 12 points. It goes from 41 all the way to 53. So you can imagine that that is going to give us quite an advantage now over our enemies. Unfortunately, I do have to split the Darklands into 2 different trips. I am going to save the remainder of the exploration for the next video. We should be able to finish up in the Darklands and also defeat the final boss all in one go. That's my hope anyways, but we'll see what happens next time. I want to thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that you will join me when we go for our second outing in the Darklands next time.